Hello again. Well, back here with the Ford Ranger. Sorry I haven't done a video in a while, but you know, I do spend a lot of time, what's it called? The times I would love to do a lot more videos on work and towing, but usually I'm too busy working or towing. And well, it makes it hard when you're trying to do that and then do this. So taking a little extra time right now today. Haven't made a video in a long time, and my next one's going to be very long. Right now we're just going to take this truck on a regular drive. What I'm going to show you right now is how I normally have this truck set up. Yeah, water bottle. I always have some kind of drink in there, and cord in there. That way whoever goes in can charge their phone. It has adapters on that cord for an iPhone and USB-C mini and USB-C. USB mini, USB-C and iPhone plug-in on the end, so you can do whatever. And most of the time, that's how I have the back of my seat. And my towing stuff, I just keep in this little compartment right there. And this is a shovel I keep, you know, if I ever get stuck. I went to the beach this weekend. I didn't go on the beach though. And my hats and everything else. Normally this is how I carry it. The thing I don't like about this setup right here is that it doesn't give me enough room to put a box in. If I were to try to put a big box in, well, the seat gets in the way. So does this. So most of the time I'm going to have to end up doing is putting that down and then putting the big box on top of the seat, which I don't like putting things on top of my seats. Yes, it's a pickup truck, but still, you know, I mean, just because it's a pickup truck doesn't mean you have to throw a 50-pound piece of concrete in the back. Just, you know, place it in there. You don't throw it, just place it in. So that's why I feel about my trucks, you know. Hey, it's a truck, but let's not beat it up at the same time, you know, because it's got to last me quite a while. And you get it muddy, we'll wash it. And put the bed on, or the cover. I've had it off most of the time. I got some pet beds in the back here. I don't know if you can see that. I got some pet beds. Got some chairs here, folding chairs. This is all my ropes and straps. I got some Bluetooth wireless speakers right there. So yeah, this is everyday use of the truck. Everyday use. What I do most of the time. I'm gonna go buy some groceries right now, and I'm gonna have it in regular drive mode, and see how I take those speed bumps at Costco. No, I'm not going to Costco, but you know, that's how this truck is used most of the time. Just driving around on daily roads, as you see behind me, big old neighborhood roads, and little 45-mile-per-hour city roads. So let's take a drive, and I'll tell you my impressions on this truck just as an everyday driver. Okay, gotten into the truck. Change climate control. Got dual climate. You can go dual, passenger side. Take dual off, single. Phone. Different apps, find mobile apps. Well, my phone's still trying to hook up. I'm using a video right now. Settings, audio. There we go. So, audio controls. One thing I do like, it does have volume knob. Lots of people are doing away with that. I do like the volume knob. It has a tune as well. There you go. You got different things here. Let's go to regular radio. You can see the right over here, the way it's changing. So, not bad. Our little center here. Again, this finger, one of the most important mods and for free that you can do with this truck before I take off. Right down here. Auto stop, auto start off. And I like turning off my traction control. What happens is if you spin tires with the traction control on, it takes away power from the engine and transmission. With the traction control off, it just gives you, it breaks the tire that's spinning to give you power to the other tire that does not spin. And that's it. That's basically what I do here inside the vehicle. That's going to be my phone setup. I don't have a big old fancy setup for a phone or GoPro camera, nothing like that. Let's see here, lane assist. Right here, it only activates at 40 miles per hour and faster. If you're doing slower than 40 miles per hour, it does not work for you. Okay, I'm going to turn the fan speed down. Let's go back to Sirius XM. There we go. Got a NASCAR race coming up today. So you can tell today's a Sunday. And well, let's get going. Okay, we're driving. Take the parking brake off. My driveway is very steep. It's about a 20-25 degree incline, decline, whatever you want to call it. And very good place to test articulation of a vehicle. Make even a taco tire come off the ground. Yeah, very steep driveway. Hill assist works on this driveway as well. I can show you how that works on these vehicles. Real nice feature. I'll show you here when I come back home. Let's see. Other than that, I'm going to drive in regular drive mode. Okay. And it's just regular drive mode because I'm not going to lock out gears or anything. The Ranger does not have like a manual mode, so to speak, where you actually change gears. You just kind of lock out gears. And by that, the higher gears, you lock them out. If you want it only to go through 5 gears, and you lock out the top 5, there's a plus and minus button. But the only time that the actual gear selection works is when you have it in sport mode. But there's 10 gears, and I'm not that good of a driver here with it. There's no paddle shifters, nothing like that. It's just a button down here in the column. So kind of an awkward place for them. So it's going to be driving down the road. It's a really good transmission. Awesome for towing. I was in the mountains. I was in Colorado for a week. Awesome for the mountains. Most of the time, though, in the mountains, I drove around in tow haul mode. Reason being is that, as stated before, regular drive mode, I can go 30 miles an hour and I'll be in 8th gear. So it causes a lot of lugging. So right now I'm doing 40 miles per hour and I'm in 8th gear. Keeping her steady in 8th. Thought it would just switch to 9th. What happens is, let me just accelerate a little bit. I'm still in 8th. Okay, 45 miles an hour right there. But kind of lacks the power. No, the truck doesn't lack power, but it doesn't drop the gears, so it kind of lacks power, just trying to get you quickly to that 45 mile per hour mark. So usually when I lock out gears, I make it, when I drive around town, there's no roads here in town that are 55 miles an hour. So I lock out 10th and 9th gear. I just hit the minus button here on the shift selector. Oh, and I lock out those gears. But today I'm not doing that. I'm letting the truck go through its whole range of motion. I kind of have a lead foot, so it's more boost than it ever is eco. Like I said, I didn't buy it for MPGs. Half ton, very expensive truck, and I liked all the amenities on this truck. Really nice, really good. Tow haul mode, 10 gears. What's it called? Climate control screen. I think it's an 8-inch screen, something like that. Sirius radio. You know, I got all the trailer control. You know, all the fun stuff. Power windows. If I would have gone just with the regular XL half ton, barely would have been roll-up windows. Barely would have been anything. It would have been knobs for all kinds of stuff, and really plain with small little tiny screen like this big. Not even an info center, just a screen that shows you the station you're on. And very few, here I got mirrors and blind spot, hill ascent. The other one was just plain Jane 4x2, barely a hitch on the back. So all that for 40 grand. I got this one for under 30, or just right at about 30, and it has everything I need in it. The package next up would have had heated seats and power folding mirrors. Oh, boo-hoo. Power folding mirrors. Wow. Okay, I guess it's good for the trail, but yeah, I never go on the trail, unfortunately. I watch people on YouTube do it, but I don't do it. Wish I could. All right, there we go. It's big dips right there. I'm going to a roundabout right now. If I take it too fast, it sways and it turns. Very soft suspension. Goes back and forth. And I'm looking to add a stabilizer bar to the rear end of the truck, which will help tremendously in sway and everything. I don't go off-road, so off-roading I do is not really off-road. It's off-roading. It's, you know, nothing this vehicle can't handle, even the mud. Okay. Transmission's great. It's never hunting for gears. It always knows what it wants to do. Even if it does put me in a higher gear than what I want, it's not hunting around. It's not searching for a gear to put me in. It already knows. It's just trying to give me fuel economy. Miles per hour, and we're in 9th gear. Almost takes me to 10th. Almost, but not quite. The store I'm going to, grocery store, taking the long way. Picks up just fine. Regular mode. I don't drive like I'm driving this Daisy. Doing 40 right now, 42. Speed limit's 40. Railroad tracks coming up. Very smooth. And I have lots of air in my tires. I got about 35 PSI. That's what the door label says, so that's what I keep it at. if I'm hauling something or towing something really heavy, I will increase the air pressure. As the air pressure increases, I've noticed that there's a guide for the tires that tells you, hey, 38 psi and this much weight, 40 psi and it can handle this much weight. That's what the guide says for the tires. So that's what I do depending on what it is I'm carrying. I did drive around a long time at 30 psi. Very smooth ride. The suspension is, as my wife dubbed it, is very oh man, what did she call it? Can't take my tongue. Very rigid. There we go. She called it very rigid. That's what she called the suspension. Very rigid. And yeah, it is. It is rigid. It's not soft at all. But I can travel with 500 pounds in bed, and this thing turns into a Cadillac. Smooth. I could run over curbs and wouldn't even know it. Okay, going left. There's a big dip here. Alright. Not bad at all. It's going through the gears just fine. 43 and in 8th gear. Traffic's going slow too. Speed limit's 50 and we're doing 40 miles an hour. Why? I don't know. It's one of my pet peeves. I'm not looking to speed, I just want to do the speed limit. Okay, I'm going to put it down in sport mode. And we're going to do some speeding here. Okay, this road is wide and relatively empty. Okay, I have it in sport mode. Yes, the torque holder. RPMs are super high. I'm at 3,000 RPM at 50 miles an hour, so sport mode does keep your RPMs up very high. 52 at 2,500 RPM. The only thing it does, sport mode, it gives you kind of a different tune, kind of tweaks the engine and transmission a little bit for you, keeping it in that higher RPM range. Here we go, 46 miles an hour, and we're doing 2,800 RPM at 46 miles an hour. Don't know what gear I'm in. It doesn't show me here, but I want to speed up a little bit. 4,000 RPM, 60 miles an hour. Let's slow it back down because I am speeding. Speed limit's 45. There we go. So this pickup does have a lot of pickup and go. Okay, I'm going to put it back in regular drive mode. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the auto start stop off, or on. I'm going to turn it back on. I'm going to drive like Miss Daisy right now. And this is just everyday driving. This is how the vehicle is probably used 85% of the time. Just like this. Not towing, not hauling. I haul, tow once a week, once every 2 weeks for a few hours. That's it. Phone keeps falling down. lots of holders for the phone, suction holders for the windshield. They get old. I'm on my third one, and they just get old. They fall. They don't hold anymore. The vent controllers, all they do is fall down. That's what I'm using right now. Vent controller. It just gets old and falls down. And I think I'm going to pass this car. There we go. Now we're doing the speed limit. Back up 50 miles an hour, 50, and in 10th gear. That's why I lock out the 10th and 8th gears, because I like having that extra little reserve there. I don't like the lugging the engine does. The engine does lug. And for a turbo, that's bad. Okay, let's see if I can get into some more traffic here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try getting that auto start stop feature to work. Certain conditions that turn it off automatic. If you have something plugged in here to the outlet, what it does is that it won't turn on, so to speak, because you have something plugged in. It senses that, and it needs the alternator to work so it can give power, so you can charge whatever it is you got plugged in, or power whatever it is you got plugged in. And if the AC is on max AC, it won't turn off, I guess, because it's on max AC. It's trying to cool everything down. Right now I do have the AC fan down low, so you can hear me speak as I drive. This is a very long video. Not going to edit it. I'm even going to leave that phone call in there. Okay. Coming up to a stop sign. This is what I don't like about the auto start stop feature. If you're driving in town and you have a stop, it's a four-way stop, it'll turn off on you. Just turned off right now. And then you go. That's usually what happens at a four-way stop. Here, unfortunately, I'm on a very busy road that I'm trying to get onto. So it just turned off right now. It's turned off. The AC is off. Everything on the vehicle is off. I can't even turn the steering wheel. It's an electronic power steering, EPS. So yeah, it's not turning. Wait for this traffic to go by. There we go. Vehicle turned off as I let off the gas. There we go. All right, we're in a big line of cars. I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna stop here. It's a red light. We're okay. Just turned off again. Now what will happen is if I let off the gas a little bit, I can turn it back on. If I hit the gas, no. If I let off the brake, it'll turn the vehicle turn back on. I hit the gas, the vehicle turn back on. Let off the brake, vehicle turned on. We're moving forward. Yeah, this light's going to turn green on us about maybe 2-3 times before we are able to pass it. Very busy part of town right here. Or maybe not. Just might get through it. Nope, and it turned yellow. We're stopped. Turned off. Air conditioning turned off. It's going to start blowing out just a little bit humid. It's like turning your car off and then leaving the fan for your air conditioning on. You feel that cold air come in, and then you feel all that humidity and whatnot else come in. If I hit the gas, it'll turn back on. Let go of the brake, it'll come back on. I don't even have to let go of the brake. I can just lift up a little bit. So other than that, tow haul mode, what that does, it's like having it in regular drive mode, but it holds your RPMs just a little bit longer, and it holds them higher. And the reason it holds them longer, the truck just turned back on. sent something it needed and, well, said, hey, let me go ahead and turn back on. So all that does is hold your RPMs, tow haul mode, holds the RPMs longer, gives you more of that power, more of that torque you need to tow or to haul something. So basically that's all it does. It's like regular drive mode, but with higher RPMs. I like driving around in tow haul mode because it doesn't lug. You can drive at 30 miles an hour and you'll still be in 6th gear at 1900 RPM. You're not getting the gas mileage, but hey, you're getting that power you want, right? So you don't have to lay on the gas to get it to downshift to pass a car. You can just give it a little bit of gas and vroom, it goes. So transmission, it's a love-hate thing. I love it because, hey, it works in the mountains. It works when towing something heavy. It works when hauling something heavy. Awesome transmission. I mean, I love it. But it's horrible if you're just Sunday driving and have it in regular drive mode. Horrible. It just lugs, gives you the lowest gear possible because it's just worried about MPGs rather than giving you performance and power. But hey, that's good for some people. My father would love it. I hate it. I drive a little faster than he does. Not that I speed everywhere, I just kind of jackrabbit through the gears to get to the speed I'm going. He takes his time doing it. I'm like John Force, you know. I see that light turn green, boom, you know, let's get to 30 miles an hour. Hit 30, then I go 32. Well, this is everyday driving with the Ford Ranger. That's what I use it for. Right here, looking at it, 85% of the time is what I'm doing. The other 15%, throwing stuff in the bed, moving stuff around, picking things off the side of the road. Not even heavy things. I do a lot of woodworking. So, you know, I see somebody that threw away their cabinets for their house that they had their sink on. It's on the side of the road. I picked it up, made a saw table out of it. Now I got my table saw sitting there where the sink used to be, and now I got a big giant saw table. I just went ahead and leveled everything out. Everything's... Phone holder does not work. So leveled everything out. Everything's in place. So works really good. See the old fences down on the ground? I get the fences. Pick up the old fence posts, and with the fence posts I'll go ahead and really hope it's not recording dark, but I'll pick up the fence post and well, make dog beds or something out of it. So yeah, that's pretty much what I do. So it's not heavy hauling, it's just a big bed in the back to put stuff in. Well, thanks for driving along, and thank you for watching. This is just a everyday truck used by an everyday Joe. Talk to you later.